Question 311. Should the voting age be lowered to 16?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but
I think if you're old enough to join the army, you're old enough to vote.
yeah. You're old enough to get married.
I'd agree with that. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
So I expected more disagreement.
I don't particularly care one way or the other, but I don't have a problem with it.
You don't think it should be raised?
It's just, I don't know.
There you go. That was easy, Dave. We all agreed.
Yes, you weren't meant to. You don't think it should be raised to 25 or 30?
Oh, God.
The chat disagrees.
No. The chat disagrees.
No, give the Conservatives an even bigger fucking majority. Forget that.
It does seem that the problem you've got is, right, we have got... I'm going to monologue and get shouted at. Shut up with that.
Oh, we haven't started.
The problem we've got is that... oh, crap, I want to express it. Oh, shit. Right now, they are more... They tend to be more progressive the younger they are. Or the more left-wing they are. Right, but is that only because they are not targeted within the electoral system? Does that make sense?
Yeah, possibly.
I'm not convinced it would have as profound effect on the movement to the left as some have suggested. I will go with.
No, I agree with you there, but I mean that's not really an issue when you're asking if should they be allowed to vote.
No.
I mean, just because somebody doesn't hold the same political opinions as me doesn't mean I think they shouldn't be allowed to vote. So.
It was my response to Jeff when he said that the Tories, if we raise the voting age, I think he's right. I mean, at the moment, if Scottish independence right now, the people that like to dismiss Scottish independence as a Scottish only a Scottish only issue, is massively neglecting the fact that if the Scottish get independence now, we're fucked. Politically.
Yeah.
Also, the Tories are killing off their own voter base at the moment.
They are very busy killing off their own voter base.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda says it perfectly. Kids tend to align with their parents' political ideologies, so it would almost be pointless. And I think you're probably right. She's probably right.
Yeah, sometimes not. But
the point is, they don't tend to change till they're older. Is my point. They tend to, up until probably early 20s. I think they tend to follow their parents. But
I don't know. I think I disagree with my dad's political ideology, although it's only some of it, and I agree with a lot of my mother's, but certain parts of it, no.
But you're not. Yeah.
I was hoping there was going to be some more that came on the end of that.
No, because the problem is you've been brought up in a nice vaguely balanced household from a political perspective, but most people aren't.
Yeah, nice balanced badger set.
Yeah,
your badgers are all balanced, are they, Badger?
Well, not at the moment. They've we've got one stuck in a tree. The others are trying to get him down.
Starkey says if they have a job and pay taxes at 16, then I'd agree them voting, but only the ones working. I'm less keen on that one. Jones says kids pay taxes here, but I wouldn't want them voting.
Yeah, but I mean, if you ask somebody who's in their 60s, they wouldn't want an 18-year-old voting either.
One thing I'll say about lowering the limit of the age vote, it's not going to make the electorate any more fucking stupid than it already is.
No. To be honest, potentially more well informed, especially if you add in a decent education class on politics. Right.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I think only I should vote, but then it'll be my fault, so just actually forget that.
See, Cold as Fuck says, I'm from the north. I was a brainwashed Labour voter until my late 20s. I took the time to listen and realised I was wrong. I got to agree. I was very much I wouldn't say necessarily brainwashed, but I was very much a Tory being brought up. And then I realised I'm right wing, not wrong. That's wrong from the left point of view. I'm getting told off for misreading.
I've the more that I actually do like looking into political stuff, the more I find myself right in the middle.
Yes.
Just there,
More
like,
of a centrist.
yeah, I find the more I look into politics, the more that each time I redo one of those tests or look into where I stand on different issues, the more I find myself just, shit, I'm right. I've got the fence right up my arse.
The problem is that neither side has got the answers.
Topic.
Neither side has the answers. Yeah. There is a level. I'm trying to, and the problem is, oddly enough, it's probably my biggest argument for Brexit, against Brexit, which I'm going to give away. Right, the problem is that organisation of people for certain tasks happens better at certain levels, and neither capitalism nor socialism, neither left nor right, solves either of those problems because both of them are demanding more everyone fitting into vaguely set ideals. So it's not that either. There has to be a compromise, one way or the other.
Yeah. To
work, no matter. I don't think. No, that sounds really dodgy. Don't cut that.
Just having a look at my book.
Can we just cut out the bit where you say you don't think?
That's the issue.
Let's have a look at some more political books up here. We've got Rosa Luxemburg, Karl Marx, Leon Trotsky. Yeah, okay, this isn't looking good, is it?
No, I've read most of them, and I do agree. And the problem is they're not wrong in their analysis. I mean, especially Marx, he's not wrong in his analysis.
Well,
absolutely
actually,
not.
thinking about it, if you look at the fiction books that I read, that are my favourite books, I have 2 book series that are kind of my favourite book series, and they are sort of way vastly on different ends of the political spectrum in terms of the vague biases that they tend to conform to. I have the Republic Commando series, which is Star Wars, obviously. It's the best Star Wars in existence, which tends to look at things from a more right-leaning perspective. And then I have the Fourth Realm trilogy, which is about how the government surveillance is terrible and everything, yeah, and it tends to be much more on the other end. So I'm again, the fence is right up my arse.
I think an awful lot of the people that wrote about the original theories, when you get Marx and Smith versus each other, both of them have ideas that were jumped on by people trying to take advantage.
Why does Marx and Smith sound like a bookshop?
The Smith is what gets me. Is people trying to argue that capitalism means this, that, and the other, and the free market should take care of everything, right? But Smith was very, very clear that companies should, under no circumstances, be trusted, and they should be heavily regulated because they've got their own interests. They cannot serve society unless they are heavily regulated. The idea that the free market will solve problems is outside of that. It's within a regulated framework. They're trying. The people that try and argue that capitalism requires less regulation.
What? I believe.
What? Say again?
Who are you talking about?
Adam Smith.
Adam Smith. Right. I'm gonna have to have a read of this because that's kind of where I come into it. It's just, my views tend to be that individuals should have as much freedom as is practicable, and corporations should be regulated right up there.
I mean, you're basically talking about the birth of capitalism, capitalistic theory.
Yeah.
And again, if you haven't read Marx. What Marx says about it as well, it is the insights you get from that, and then you look at the politics that's been put on it since and later, and at every point it is a corruption of ideas
of the
without
original ideas.
Yeah.
Well, what was it? Karl Marx famously said just near the end of his life, "One thing I know, I'm not a Marxist."
Yep. Yeah, I tend to be very much on the side of that. Corporations should be so heavily regulated that they can't sneeze without filling out 15 forms, whereas individuals should be, there should be.
It's not even that. It was
almost unlimited freedom.
We go back in America to, I think it was the late 70s, early 80s, when corporations, but prior to that point, corporations were as responsible to its workers and society as an individual. So as much as they might have been, they were treated like an individual from a responsibilities perspective as well.
Yeah.
Right, and then all of a sudden...
are we saving this political discussion for Badger's channel?
No, not really.
Yeah,
but we are going in a minute. Right, but the point is that after...
Get on my channel, have a chat.
Shareholders got together and sued the companies, saying that they should be the only ones that a company is loyal to. Profits and returns to the shareholder are the only things that are important. And they won.
I was just going to say, I hope any of the 16-year-olds who are watching this taking notes here, because, we are arguing you should get the vote.
Right, let's get back to a much
you should
more...
vote for me for Badger Prime Minister.
A Badger Prime Minister.
I move that we form the Badger Party right here on this stream.
Yeah, it's great. I'll do it.
You'll do it.
Free
asparagus for all.
I'm not running for UK government, though.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.